glue caddy is a quick fix for when you use a lot of adhesives but don't want to have to run around the workshop grabbing them all day. If you have some ply offcuts and some wood glue or nails, you can whack one together in no time. They also work for beers. Episode 4 in this Luthiers Workshop build series. Today I'd like to share a project that I found really handy, a glue caddy that holds everything you see here. Rather than walking back and forth to my storage shelves all the time, I just leave my glue caddy on the workbench, and when I need some glue, I can just reach out for it. I'm including free downloads with all the build episodes I can from today. For this episode, look in the description below for a free plan, an Adobe Illustrator file, a 3DM file, and an SVG file for all you Xcarve CNC users out there. I sized this caddy to fit large glue bots comfortably and 32 fluid ounce or 92 milliliter tight bond glue bottles. Obviously, you'll have to tweak your files to suit the thickness of ply you have. You can also leave out the two inner dividers if you want more of a toolbox type setup. I'm using the CNC to cut out my shapes, but you can do this using the plans in a bandsaw, jigsaw, table saw, or even a handsaw. Just remember to watch your lines. The closer you are to the plans, the better this caddy will fit together. Because I used the CNC, I have to cut the pieces free of the tabs, so it's off to the bandsaw. If you wanted, you could cut out all of this except for the inside of the handle on a bandsaw, using your fence to keep it all square. This was take 1 of this caddy, and as you can see, the pieces all fit together really well, so there was no need for a second attempt. You'll probably want to skip this step, but I used the CNC to cut a couple of millimeters into the face of the box, so I was just filling the shallow cavity in with some matte black paint. I did a dry test fit, and it's all fantastic, so less than 2.5 minutes into this video, and we're already into assembly. Those red things there are extremely cheap corner clamps from China. Normally I advocate against buying cheap tools, but these are great at what they do, so I'll make an exception. Right now I'm gluing the back to the bottom of the box, and the clamps hold them at 90 degrees. At this point you can use glue and a pin nailer like I do, or you could just tack them with little nails and no glue at all, or use just glue. It's up to you. The paint is dried on the front, so I start off with some 80 grit to remove most of the paint, then transition to some 220 grit on the orbital sander to finish. Every piece needs a quick sand to remove splinters and generally smooth it off. I also round over the sharp corners a bit too. Here's the part where I put way too much glue on, smear it around with my finger, and slide an end piece into place. It goes in nice and easy and fits well, so 2 shots from the pin nailer and it's on for good. If you're new to nail guns and pin nailers, the rule is always move your fingers out of the way before firing. Pins can and do fly right through workpieces or come out at strange unanticipated angles, so put some distance between your fingers and the pin. Same deal for the second end piece. The 2 dividers, if you decide to include them, go on in exactly the same way. To save some time, I've glued the slots for the dividers, so now I can just slide them in. A quick pin on the bottom, slide in the other one, pin it, and the inside is done. All that's left is to glue and pin on the front, then the back and bottom piece that we glued together earlier. Instead of me narrating things you already know how to do, let's do this.
Walking through the back streets, your feelings explode to an alternate place. Oh, pieces they fuse in a kaleidoscope maze. She joins the dots with street lights. You smile 'cause you know you'll never be the same. And this moment is perfect.
I'd like to thank you for joining me for this project and hope you'll join me again. In the next episode, I have no idea what I'll be making, so it's going to be a surprise for all of us. Hopefully see you in episode 5.